Bless up BXG Nation, welcome again to the channel. Big up all viewers, all subscribers, and also big up the Island Lifestyle 649 Street channel people. That is the channel for anyone who is interested in taking a trip to the Turks and Caicos somewhere in the future. You can see how the people are living in the Turks and Caicos and also a little about the island. Same way people. So go over there, subscribe to the channel, make him know say a BXG send you over the same way. Viewers, so we have Brother Polite a talk about racism, black and black crime, and even the killing of Floyd. The man even go as far and said the Simpson could not predict so many things towards the future unless them have a script planned, a script written for them to can put so many things in a cartoon. So what Brother Polite is saying, people, I said America we already planned out everything already. Everything was already planned to happen, but because a cartoon, people not gonna pay much attention to it unless someone come and point it out to you. Because most of the Simpson prediction, a persons on YouTube make you know that the Simpson did predict that, So, people, make we hear what Brother Polite say and continue to support the clothing line, even though the website is under reconstruction right now, but you can still pre-order through Instagram and also make orders on what was already on the site. Same way. So make we hear what Brother Polite say.
Our community is in fact in a state of emergency. And so I'm gonna cut straight to the point today. When a black man has an issue with another black man in his community and it becomes violent, it oftentimes doesn't stop at the point of the fight. Oftentimes, the black man says, we're gonna run down on that other brother. The black man says, I'm gonna pull up on that brother. The black man says, I'm gonna get a group of people and we're gonna go into that other brother's neighborhood, that other brother's territory, and we're gonna get revenge. Such is the case with the black woman. The black woman says, I'm going to get that B. I know where that B is going to be. And when the black woman has beef with somebody, she wants revenge. And they will run down or find or hunt their own in their own community. That's what they will do. When the white man does the same thing to the black man or the black woman, we don't want revenge. We scream, we want justice. Think about that. We want revenge on each other. But when the white man gets involved and he kills us and he beats us, we say, oh no, we don't want revenge. We want justice. Justice from who? Who you want justice from? Oh, the legal system. The same system whereby 9 out of every 10 people that's accused of a crime plead guilty. You think that's a coincidence? The same system where the legal aid, the court-appointed attorney, gets paid more money when his client that he has been assigned to by way of the state is taking you to court and they're nice enough to give you an attorney. The state is taking you to court And they're nice enough to make sure you have a court-appointed representation. We want justice from the same system that pays the legal aid more money when you plead guilty and no money when you're proven innocent. If the legal aid gets paid more money when you plead guilty and he's behind his mortgage, what do you suppose he will do? How you think he will convince you? You see? You want justice, though. You don't want revenge. You want revenge when it's your own, but you want justice when this white man's involved. But justice from who? Can I take you back to Tulsa, Oklahoma? In 1921, where they burnt down our religious institutions, burnt down our banks, destroyed our buses, murdered our brothers, our sisters, our children. The greatest massacre incited by racial tensions in American history. Did we ever get justice from that? Or what about our political prisoners of conscience? Like Mumia Abu-Jamal, who the feds were studying him since he was a damn teenager as a journalist. Guilty of no crimes. This is the same system that locked up Brother Meek Mill, and everybody said that wasn't right. They trying to keep his ass on parole for the rest of his life. And everybody can't be backed up by Jay-Z. But this is the same system you want just, you don't want that. But this generation just doesn't know. I can't say you forgot that which you never was taught. What about Emmett Till? A 14-year-old, not even a man yet, accused of eye rape, accused of thinking like he wanted to be in a relationship with a white female. And for that, he was kidnapped. For that, he was dismembered, chopped up, and murdered. And when they found his body, his mother said, leave the casket open so we could see how swollen and abused this dead body is. That was her child. In hopes that we would see the wicked beast for what he and she is. But every time we talk this talk, I guarantee you, we got some black people out here that tell you, stop bringing it up, it's over. You got some white folks out here that's going to tell you, but that's in the past. But our own youth don't even know about Emmett Till. Our own youth don't know there's a 14-year-old chopped up, murdered, kidnapped, just because of the thought that he may have been considering being affectionate towards a white female, allegedly. A 14-year-old. Guilty of no crime. Where was the justice? But what's understood need not be explained, right? But how could it be understood if it's never explained? And I see some of y'all right now crying. Why are you saying this? Are you looking to incite racial tensions? I can't incite that which already existed. Look at you, black man, and you wonder why the black woman wants to have a white man. Because you out there filming the murder of another black man instead of stopping the goddamn thing. Because you think it's against the law to stop a white man from killing a black man if he got a goddamn badge. But I'm inciting racial tensions. I start getting blamed for inciting racial tensions because I want revenge, goddammit. I don't want no justice. I don't want him to get the easy pass out and go into prison. That's what I don't want. Look at you, black man, scared to freaking death. But I'm going to tell you something. There's one thing we can't stand. If there's one thing we can't stand, it's a black man that wants to be a white man. And the only thing we can't stand more than a black man that wants to be a white man is a black man that wants to be a white woman. We not all blessed to have hair on our head. Most of the planet has fur. We're the only ones that look like nature, look like the trees. I don't teach the hate of others. It just come off like that because I love myself so much. So the only thing we can't stand more than a black man that wants to be a white man is a black man that wants to be a white woman. So if this is too much for you, get off the live stream. If this is too hot, get off the live stream. Because I'm not going to tone it down today. And no, I don't want you guys to protest any further. I don't want you to fall for the setup. Because this is the purge, anarchy. Just like the movie took place during election year, you got to see the politics. We see bricks being left conveniently during these protests. Brand new, clean bricks. They allowing buildings to be burnt down with no police to stop it for hours. This is the purge. Allow them to vent their frustrations. Allow them to let it all off. This is the purge. They letting buildings get burnt down, and they putting bricks there conveniently at every protest, state after state after state, during election season. You can't see that we're playing the role they want us to play in the movie? So when you see that, I'm asking all my brothers and all my sisters, you can hold this W. We can get a win right now if you all just stay in your goddamn houses for another week or two, just right now. Stay in your houses. Throw them off. Because you're not going to win because you're disorganized. You did your part. The world knows you're angry. But they're setting the stage so they can have the right to murder you. Because everybody got their hands in this now. White folks are in here, venting their coronavirus frustrations in the middle of our goddamn riots. Negroes is out there, robbing and stealing and destroying goddamn stores for their own personal gain, deviating from what the goal is supposed to be. So what you cannot afford to do, like we say in New Covenant SARS, like we do in our community, we say 10T, 4E. 10 toes down, 4 eyes across. We don't travel in no group smaller than 3. If there's going to be some kind of protest. And 1 out of the 3 people got to have a camera. And every one person is assigned to the other 2 people. 10T, 4E, 10 toes down, 4 eyes across. And the reason why it has to be like this is because you need 2 people assigned to you. And we have to dress in uniform so we can distinguish ourselves from everyone else. We don't go in large public meetings or groupings that we don't help facilitate unless we go out there to organize early before the chaos gets precipitated, because we don't know when there's these large groups what agent has the agenda to covertly be there to incite or further inflammate an already bad situation and implicate everybody there. So we need to take this time out to properly organize. Join New Covenant. People be like, yo, I don't know about. No, you want to be part of an organization for 24 hours and go back out there, and when you get bopped in your goddamn head, you want random people to support you who don't understand how to strategically organize. Make this your opportunity to join someone. If you don't join us, join someone, goddammit. Join somebody. Get some training on how to respond to the worst case scenario and the most immediate one. Everyone in New Covenant, every black man, every black woman is commissioned to get a whole life insurance policy, one that you can borrow against. This nigga's talking about insurance? Yes. Political science. If they murder me, my family, my wife, my children, they all get $1 million or more. If they murder 30 of us, $30 million in checks is getting cut. I guarantee you, they say, yo, look, kill those black people, but them, that's the bag. Don't do that. If every time they killed a black man, they had to pay out $1 million, they would come up with a new scenario for oppression, a more affordable one. And for every time we go in the hospital, if I land in the hospital right now, if I get admitted into the hospital, that's a $5,000 check minimum I'm getting. If I stay there for 5 days, that's $25,000 they got to cut to me. If 100 of us find ourselves in the hospital, that's $250,000. If 100 of us find ourselves in the hospital, that's a $250,000 bill. And if 100 of us find ourselves dead, that's a $100 million bill. And you better believe the family that receives that $1 million+ in insurance from their father dying will invest that money in the liberation of their people. They will be inspired with that money. So we got no business putting ourselves in harm's way, where we could be subtracted from our family that relies on us to pay bills, our children that rely on us to edify them and prepare them for life. So we strategically need to organize. We strategically need to do the prerequisite steps, take the prerequisite steps before we go out in the world and risk our lives and handicap our families as per their request, as per their intention. And right now, they've allowed this to escalate things to get it this high. They've allowed the disorganized to run amok. They've allowed the emotions to make the cup overflow so they can bring in the military. People talking about they looking to institute martial law. It's been in effect since the coronavirus. What are you talking about? And I can only speculate that if they didn't instigate the situation, if they didn't murder this man with a premeditated ambition, then at the very least, they leveraged this man's death to bring in phase 2 of the already found martial law that we've been living in since the coronavirus. Wake up and stop saying it's coming, it's already here. It's been here. They've already conditioned us to curfew. You think this coronavirus is real? If it's real, the body count will go up next week because of all these people that haven't been social distancing because they all rioting. State to state to state, everybody will be dropping like freaking flies because no one has been social distancing. They're rioting. The police ain't. The people ain't. And they allowed it any goddamn way. Just a minute ago, Negroes was getting killed for not wearing masks. But they allowed protesting in large groups. You might as well open up a goddamn stadium again and let us watch basketball like we was. We have to stop being so reactionary. We have to learn how to be proactive. When a bottle of water gets shaken up, when you open it up, you remove the top, you see the bottles, you can see the bubbles. You can tell that the bottle was shaken. And you put the top right back on. When you shake up a bottle of soda and you open up the soda and you remove the top, the soda spills out. And when you put the top back on it, it's less content in that bottle than it was prior to it being shaken. Well, undoubtedly, our people have been shaken. undoubtedly we have been shaken. But are we reactionary like the soda, or are we proactive like water? Do we acknowledge the shake, identify with the shake, but do not become less than ourselves? Or do we get caught slipping and become less than ourselves? We are too reactionary. We fall for every play in the book. Your best play right now would be stop going outside. Let them bring in all the military, the National Guard. Let them do all of that to no avail. They are anticipating on a mass murder of our people. That's what they are anticipating. You turned up already. You're not organized properly. Get out while you can. Do not go out there in them streets. Do not break no more store windows. Do not steal no more stuff out the stores. No more vandalism. Go back to normal starting tomorrow. Go back to normal and join a goddamn organization. I don't care if it's not ours. Join something and start learning how to properly organize so you can be prepared, because they will gun another one of us down. It happens quarterly. Stop acting brand new. Don't let everybody get in on our political dissidence. We fighting for a cause here. And yeah, I said I want revenge, and I'm not taking it back. I don't want that cracker to go to prison. I don't want him to get off. We let Zimmerman slip. I want us to keep that same energy. I want us to keep that same gangster energy that we be having. Keep that same energy that you keep for your brother when you don't let him off the hook when he do wrong by you. Keep that same energy. And damn it, stop destroying your neighborhoods. All over the world, people are protesting on our behalf. Beautiful. All over, nationwide, people are protesting, destroying neighborhoods, vandalizing, breaking glass, lighting things, setting it ablaze. But the damn neighborhood where this white man's from, the grass is still greener than any other neighborhood, and the white picket fences are still up. Not even a splinter has been separated from the wood. For the life of me, I don't know why. We would organize everywhere else on the planet Earth. They even organize in the UK on our behalf. But nobody organizes in the neighborhood of the perpetrators. And we cry for justice, but want revenge when our own people kill us. We want revenge on our neighbor, and we want justice for the stranger. And they make us out to be the violent people. How can a race that's abusing us since time immemorial take us serious if they know all we would do in the age of social media is film the last breath of a man being murdered by a bold, wicked beast that will look into the eyes of the camera as this man says, I can't breathe no more. How dare we only film? What is the crime in self-defense? So we need to start training. See? When I come out, you say, why he needs security? He needs security from his own people. It's just in general, people. It's security for you too. Because as I told you, when I come out to speak publicly, you won't never make me out like a Malcolm. I'm going to stay with hitters. And any of you that know me, when I fill up them damn buildings or I hit them streets, don't tell me I'm only on Instagram. You're full of shit if you say it. You don't know what it is to be me and be on C-SPAN and CNN, to have snipers on the building and have to stay focused when I'm talking on TV. You don't know what it is to be out there marching with black lawyers for justice and other advocates of peace for the black man and woman, while army tanks are there and police are pushing you and bumping you, attempting to set shit off, while you march en route to tell people come out their projects and walk with me straight to the venue at the local church so I can give a public address. Yes, that's me in Ohio. Straight after the snipers pointing at me. So don't talk that stupid shit to me. That you, yeah, when you gonna go out? Don't talk that to me. You cats don't own no fucking guns. I do. Don't talk that stupid shit with me. I can't afford to be amongst the disorganized. Because we're trained to proactively deal with certain distress. So we have discipline. We don't just react emotionally. We gotta just go out there and be with anybody. I don't know where everybody's intention is. I don't see the leadership that can reprimand a brother or sister for being out of order. So I don't organize with the disorganized because any of a number of things can happen. Stop going out there by yourself. And if you go with a group, be uniform. In case you get separated, you can look for someone that looks like you. This is what we teach. Get you an insurance policy, and we'll educate you on the ones that you can use while you're alive. You don't have to die for someone to benefit. You can borrow against the policy and purchase real estate if need be. This is new covenant SARS, self-administering reparations. Self-administering reparations. When you ask our brothers and sisters, what do you want to come out of all of this? They say justice. What you want is the white man to go to his prison. That ain't our prison, family. That's the white man's prison. Get that shit through your heads. Privatized prisons have a quota to put at least 9 out of 10 cells in occupancy. To occupy at least 9 out of 10 cells. Otherwise, they go out of business. It's time to re-up. The coronavirus messed up the money. It's time to fill up the cells again. We're about to start being opened up. The state's about to open everything up. We got to fill back up the cells. Stop falling for the tricks. When they tell you it's phase 1 of the coronavirus, it's phase 1 of their Illuminati shenanigans, whatever you want to call that shit. Agenda 21, whatever you want to call it. Ain't no way in hell the Simpsons got all this intel about the future. This is a script. And I ain't on no conspiracy theory. It's a damn script. And let me talk to you confused brothers and sisters that's out there that will look at my ayah Heru and mock me, ridicule me, disrespect me, and castigate me. Call me all sorts of names. Let me talk to you guys about that. Because as much as you can undermine my intelligence, I can't understand what you're saying. You got mascara on your face. I don't know what you're saying. I can't take you serious. You can't take the message serious, right? But when a black man wears a teardrop on his face, which would suggest to us he ain't killed no white folks, most likely he killed a black man. Correct? When a brother wears a teardrop on his face, when he tattoos a teardrop on his face, so you can recognize the fact that he murdered another black man, you don't mock him. You don't ridicule him. You don't disrespect him. You don't undermine him. You don't castigate him. You commit his lyrics to memory. But me, you don't understand. Because I may wear some henna or some kohl. Me, you don't understand. But you understand the brother, and you respect him for wearing a sign and a symbol that he may possibly hate himself in kind. You respect him, and you commit what he says to memory en route to genocide. We are suffering from an acculturation process. And what this means is that we have adopted foreign ideas and foreign cultures as our very own. So of course, the black man and the black woman, when they can't understand the culture that is theirs right before their eyes, the only thing they know to do is to deject it. The only thing they know to do is reprimand the host of that sign or that symbolism. So let me share something with you guys. Because I don't bear the butt of the joke you do for not recognizing your own information. There's something called the contendings of Horus and Set, ancient Kemetic science. Ancient Egyptians would have called themselves the Remetu. And so, User or Osiris, which is the Jehovah of your Bible today, was murdered. And we're not saying these people existed. But this is African. This is the mythic apperception of primeval man. And in this mythic apperception of primeval man, and when we study the extracts from the cosmogonical and the eschatological thesis of our Remetu or ancient ancestors, we will learn that there's something called the contendings of Horus and Set. And Set killed his brother, User, who you know as Osiris. And Horus, or Heru, is the offspring of the man that got murdered. So he went to war with his uncle, as it was a fight for Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt. 20th dynasty information. They were family. Because I'm going to tell you why I wear this eye. And they went to war. And the uncle emasculated the young man, the OG. Stripped them of his manhood, like many of the OGs in prison stripped the young men of their manhood in prison. Out of jealousy that they're going to get home before the old guys go home. So they want to keep niggas behind the wall longer. Get them into a fight. So the older head emasculated the young man. Took his nuts from him. His manhood from him. Well, pardon me. The younger man emasculated the older man. And the older man took his sight, took his eye out. So one lost his manhood and one lost his clairvoyance, his ability to see. It's called the all-seeing eye also. So we have two things going on in our community. A lack of manhood and a lack of fucking vision. Because people's ego get in the way. So family had a feud. And so another family member named Jehuti, who some call Tahuti, which some call Thoth, came in to make sure that they don't go too much further. Healed them a long route to keep balance. As sometimes Ma'at is considered the consort or the wife of Tahuti. Kept balance and healed both of these brothers as they continued to fight. And then the divine feminine principle Isis came in, who's known as Aset, whose name means throne, comes in and creates the ultimate reconciliation, the mediation between the two family members. So despite the fact that the uncle took this young man's sight, his vision, despite the fact the young man emasculated the older man, undermined his elder out of his anger, took his manhood, despite the fact his father was murdered, the woman was able to come in there and make them come to terms. And it would never go too far, because every time it began to escalate, somebody would step in and create the healing. Tahuti, Jehuti. So why do I wear this eye? Because Upper and Lower Egypt eventually was under attack. And it would take unity between Upper and Lower Egypt to ward off their enemies. And that would not be so if family continued to feud. If they couldn't transcend the depths of their own ignorance, their own anger, their own contention, their own adversity amongst each other. What we learn from this is that the family may feud, but we never stand around and just watch them kill each other to the death. We step in. What we learn from this is the powerful role that the women can play in our intervention, in the mediation. What we learn from this is that no matter what we have done to each other, at no point will we recognize that someone could do more harm than we have done to each other. I wear this because it's a sign of brotherhood. I wear this because it's a sign of reconciliation. I wear this because it tells me no matter how much I hurt you and no matter how much you have hurt me, we still at some point or the other may have to come to terms because there's an enemy lurking that is posing a greater threat than you or me combined can never create for each other. So no, I'm sorry, fam. I don't take my blood and get a tattoo on my skin and wear signs and symbols of me murdering my own people. I don't have a teardrop on my face to appeal to you so you can pay attention. When I'm in war mode and I know my own people will attempt to tear me down, I wear this sign for me as I talk to you through the screen and see myself. I remind myself for the ignorant rat bastards that are in our community. For the niggas that was created by the ultimate nigga, the nigga maker, the white man. I remind myself that you are the way you are because he is the way he is. And for me to forgive you, because no matter how much harm you wish me, and no matter how much harm you have brought about me, no matter how much you gossip, no matter how much you slander, no matter how much you backbite me, I must forgive you. Because you are the way you are, because he is the way he is. So I wear this to remember, love my brother, even if he's off the path. Love my brother, even if he's working against me. Doesn't mean that I'm naive. Doesn't mean that. Don't mean I'm going to forget. It just means I can't put you at the top of my priority list when it comes to banking. I can't put you at the top of my priority list when it comes to going to war. At some point or the other, I will have to subdue my passions. At some point or the other, I have to demonstrate real manhood. And manhood is not about being an alpha male when you're confronted with adversity that can escalate to violence. Manhood is knowing you are no stranger to violence. And manhood is knowing you can perpetrate violence. You have no fear to engage someone violently, but you exercise caution and wisdom and humility when confronted with adversity. That is a harder fight than giving into the temptation of putting hands on your brother. True manhood is the demonstration of humility when you know you are willing to solve your issues violently. True manhood is exercising humility when confronted with adversity. Real men who are not afraid to fight are real men when they do not fight. And they calculate, that's my brother, and he don't know no damn better. This life is like defensive driving. You got to protect your own brother from himself by you making sure you don't hurt him. You got to protect your sister from yourself by making sure you don't hurt her. I wear this eye because no matter how much child support that a woman may want to put on a brother, which I have none, no matter how much your brothers scheme on your demise and are jealous, you always remember what the mythic apperception of primeval man has taught us. That the manhood was never truly lost, and nor was the vision. Only when we gave into the temptation, we believed it was gone. But when it was restored, they had to learn that they had it still, despite the physical aspects of it being taken. And that's what fighting amongst your brother does. It makes you attempt to gain possession of something you feel you lost, when the whole while you still have it. I just feel away, people. I just feel away. I'm highly emotional, but not reactionary.
Do you feel the